Howdy, folks. It is an absolutely beautiful December day to fly. The summer months are in the southeast generally known as being hazy, meaning when you go flying you don't get views like this. This sort of beauty is reserved for the cooler months. So, I am enjoying a very nice ride on the way back from topping off on gas. It's time for an oil change. When you change oil in an airplane, you want the oil to be warm, preferably good and warm, preferably after a reasonably long flight, long enough to get everything up to temperature, because you want all the impurities that the oil is carrying around to not be settled in the bottom of the oil pan, but to be mixed up in the oil. And you want the oil to be thin enough to drain out before the impurities settle out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm up here at 7,500 feet, enjoying a 42 knot tailwind. I'll turn this around and you can see my Aspen is showing a ground speed of 185 knots. A tailwind of 42 knots. We're getting 143 knots true airspeed. And here's my power settings. 22 inches, 2,300 RPM, burning just over 9 gallons an hour. And this is the Mooney magic. Moonies are, as I have said in other videos, highly efficient airplanes. In fact, on a day like this, I'm getting 19, more or less, 18 and 19 miles to the gallon. Now, of course, that is assisted by having a really nice tailwind. And when you've got not a tailwind, those numbers are not as good, but that's okay. You win some and you lose some. Strategies to take advantage of tailwinds include you find the optimum altitude for a good tailwind, and you don't waste a lot of time getting up into it. So for this airplane, I wouldn't pick the 19,000 foot tailwind, even though it's a whole lot better, because it would take me a long time to get up there, unless I'm going to fly a really, really long leg, which this is a short flight. Down around 4,000, I would have had about a 12 knot tailwind, but up at 7,500, where I'm right now, 42 knots. And so when you get there, you can run wide open throttle and see a really nice ground speed, or you can back off on the throttle, which, well, I haven't backed off on the throttle, but I've reduced my engine RPM, which effectively reduces power being made by the engine. So I'm at 2,300 RPM rather than 24, 2,500, which is how I usually run. And that's even there giving me 144 knots true. And this flight, I've got 12 minutes left to my destination, and I will have burned, let's see, I will have 45 gallons out of my 50 left in the tank for my flight on Thursday. Anyway, little airplanes are a lot of fun, great way to get around, and obviously I'm a little bit, you could say, smitten by the whole thing. I will have a time to do a video or two on Thursday when I fly up to Chicago and back in this plane. So if you have anything you want me to address about flying in a video, send me a message or comment down below, and I will see what I can do. And with that, it's time to start my descent into my home airport. I hope you guys have a good day. We'll do this again later. Take care.